Hi, this is a wrap up for Black History Month. Um, Black History Month reading wise for me this year was a bit mixed. I finished two books and two books. Uh, I didn't really finish, although the Black History book I got through most of it. But the first book that I finished, maybe not surprisingly, because it's thin and there's not really that much reading to it. It's, a few paragraphs on every page and a piece of artwork. A brief history of Black British art, and for Black History Month, UK wise, this I think would be an essential read. Sadly, I think a number of the artists, or a number of the early artists, didn't really get the recognition that they really should have. Um, or they didn't really get the prizes that they should have. I'm not sure how much this has changed in recent years. I'm not entirely sure. You'll get a number of works by Black British artists, but I don't know if it's still rather less than what it should be. The favourite work I came across was the work of this photograph by Horace Ove. And I just like this, captured this moment, and you do feel like you can sort of visualize the figures starting to move, starting to dance, which is the case because they're at a carnival. Is it Notting Hill? Yeah, I think it's Notting Hill Carnival. But there's a liveliness about this work that I really like. A number of the other photographs are in black and white, depending, I think, on the year. And I have to say that pretty much all of the artists in this book I did not know. And that includes some video artists, filmmakers. I did not know about, like Minalik Shabazz. Had not heard of him. And Cedro Film and Video Workshop, which I had not heard about, although I think they have. I'm not too sure you can get videos on YouTube. It might just be trailers. I don't think it's the full thing, which was apparently censored by Channel 4 back in the day and never really saw broadcast. I don't know if you can get sort of like access to it. Here's another one, Black Audio Film Collective, which I've not heard of. Worth searching. I think it's just the trailers that are here on YouTube. I don't think it's the full works. But it is a essential part of Black History Month. The second book I read is Black England by Gretchen Gerzina. And it sort of put me in mind a little bit of Slaves and Highlanders, although this is like a few instances and a few characters such as Luda Ikiano, and this person, Dido Harding, was it? And there's also a part on the sort of founding of Sierra Leone. The British just wanted to get rid of black people and just ship them off, which is not, unfortunately, and worryingly similar to what's going on right now with Rwanda. It's sad also that you would think that lessons have been learned. And also, as with Slaves and Highlanders, it does have the sort of complex relationship between the slave owners and the slaves. They were still slaves, but they were like a son, or in this case, a daughter. And I think in some cases eventually got their freedom. In other cases, they did not. There's a quote by Zadie Smith somewhere in the introduction by Zadie Smith, but I can't find it. But it was about looking back on history, and we see slavery as evil, but there were complex relationships and histories within that. A good book, but it didn't seem to have the sort of same impact as Slaves and Highlanders for me. But a very interesting book. The next book that I pretty much almost finished is the Black History book. I think it's by various writers. Does it say the editor? I don't think it does. No, I can't seem to find the sort of editor or writer, although it's got an introduction by David Olusoga, the well-known British historian. And this book goes right from the very start of humanity, Homo erectus, or the very, very early and quite hard to trace origins of man, which would have been in Africa, or the landmass that becomes Africa, and it moves through the years. There's a good part of it in Egypt. And it also covers slavery in various countries that were involved in slavery, and the various countries and groups of people who were affected in a very good and precise way. But there's so much in this book that I didn't really know about. The Benin bronzes, for example. I didn't actually know about that. And as of this date, November 2023, I don't think the British, well, I'm not sure if the English have returned them. Aberdeen, I think, is in the process of, I think, returning, or possibly have returned, the Benin bronzes that were stolen from Africa. But I don't know if the British Museum have yet done so. One very interesting thing was the slaves who are independent in Mexico. And I thought that was very interesting. There's all sorts of bits, global bits of history that were previously unknown to me. You can learn a lot in this book. There's so many things that have been covered. The Dutch, Denmark as well had slaves, Britain, of course, and it just covers so much, and it covers the various peoples and the royals of Africa, a number of whom I had never heard of. This is one of those types of book that should be in every school, every library, every university, every prison, every public sort of space. I think it's very important. It's very concise. There's all sorts of stuff in here. All sorts of people who I'd like to read more about. Some known to me. Martin Luther King Jr., of course, the most well-known name. Nelson Mandela as well, of course, the most well-known name. But so much more. And there's so much of it. I think it got up to the Haitian Revolution. But there's all sorts of modern stuff, apartheid, of course, and the Black Lives Matter movement. Oh, so much more stuff, which I didn't get to. But I've still got this book for the sort of first half of November, so I can still finish it. A very, very important book. Any sort of Black History Month, be it the UK, Europe, or US, this I think is an essential part of reading for Black History Month. And lastly, unfortunately, this book I didn't manage to read. Walter Tull, 1888 1918, officer, footballer. It's very well researched, but a bit of a slog to get to. It's really about his life, his surroundings, his early life. But I didn't really get too far in the book, so I've not read about his experiences in World War One. I don't know if I'll be able to. It's a library book and I can get out again, but it just didn't really hold me. But it's very well researched. So that was Black History Month 2023, the wrap up. As I say, it was a bit mixed. I should have really read a lot more. But the books that I did read were very, very good and very important books. Thanks for watching. Bye.